Let me get this straight. You blew up a building.
2 CIs and the CEO of 22andU.
Two competing federal agencies with the same mission.
I don't understand why those Fed a-holes are so darn mean.
To protect the public from the scourge of dangerous misinformation.
You know those bum idiots. This is all them. We had a solid case.
The word entrapment, not even in their vocabulary.
The explosives we provided were fake.
Sworn to a duty to always tell the truth.
We have no indication at this time that this was a deliberate act.
We're all being transferred.
To where?
The only place currently with openings. Alaska.
Good morning.
Welcome to the office, huh?
And we got the retro feel. You know, the funny about federal buildings, they're all different, but they're still somehow all the same.
Oh, good morning, Agent Walker. At the coffee station. We actually drew straws before he got here, and I won, so we get to work together.
Let's get started. Let's see if we can't stir something up.
Let's give it a minute. I like to warm up the truth muscles a little coffee beforehand.
Well, what do you want to do first?
What do we have for a surveillance van?
Oh, wow. I got a Ford Explorer. We don't have a surveillance van.
Do you put up many cases here?
Cases?
Yeah, cases. We're the tip of the spear when it comes to protecting American democracy.
You really believe this? You really believe that people posting crap online is going to cause our country to crumble?
I think the work that we do is important.
We don't have a surveillance van.
Me and some people got one. We've never needed one.
We need a surveillance van. We need a big case or a CI who can lead us to a big case.
What do you need the van for?
Surveillance.
CIs, or confidential informants, are the lifeblood of any good law enforcement agency. Public posts on social media are one of the best ways to find CIs. Agents would never use coercion or take things out of context to try and persuade someone to become a confidential informant.
The new Taylor Swift single is absolute fire. I'm just seeing a lot of incendiary and violent language here.
Agents always need to be on their toes and ready to make snap decisions.
Is there anything I can do for you guys?
Actually, David, there is something you can do for us.
Chicky nuggies.
Chicky nuggies.
What?
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. McDonald's cheeseburger.
Burger King.
Burger King cheeseburger.
Flame broiled.
Chicky nuggies.
Oh, baby, know you're gonna like it. I wanna be your beaver pilot. Said, honey, know you're gonna like it. I wanna be.
Awesome, right?
Is this a loner?
This thing's totally legit.
What is this? It's got windows!
And go. Friday night. Welcome to Friday night. Michael, how are you?
I'm good. Just, it's the day after the Alamo fell and the day after in about 190 years. But I'm okay. I'm over it.
It fell
on March
yesterday?
6th.
Really?
March 6th, 1836, yeah.
18th. Okay, so
it's not breaking news.
Are there spoilers?
There could be. Were you hoping for survivors?
Maybe.
Well, there were on the Mexican army side.
They're like, did everybody make it?
No.
Oh.
Well, actually, there were one or two non-combatants that were basically saved, but they were told to go to Goliad and tell them what happened. But that didn't actually strike the fear of the Texians like the Mexican army thought that would.
Right.
That kind of just gave them all a rallying cry.
Gotcha. And then they fought back.
Well,
right?
No. Yeah, they did, except they lost to an absolute massacre at Goliad. No prisoners taken. Even surrendering troops were slaughtered.
Damn.
But then a little later on, about a month or later, at the Battle of San Jacinto, the Texan Army won, capturing Santa Anna, who tried to disguise himself like an Army private. And when that troop was captured and he was corralled with the rest of them, all the troops that were already prisoner kept referring to this one particular guy as El Presidente.
Oh.
It was kind of a dead giveaway after that.
Yeah. That, when now they have protocol that when you actually get captured, you don't give up who the officers are, right?
Right.
Kind of keep the officers don't tell.
Yes.
Oh, we're both the Mikeys you deserve. Yes.
I would change mine.
I am
the Robbie we get.
Don't.
Yeah.
There we go.
The Robbie we get.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, so do you learn so being in Texas, do you learn Texas history in school? Is that
Yeah. Yeah, it was a year-long class in 7th grade.
Okay.
And then it was American history in 8th grade. And then it was American history again in 9th grade, except we're now in high school. And then skip a year on that. In your junior year, you could take world history or geography. And that would count as either credit.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Texas history is a big one.
Oh, man.
But the state's got enough, as its own independent nation for 10 years and basically had to have a revolution to get their freedom. And then there's the whole Six Flags Over Texas thing.
Right.
With all the other nations that had claim to the territory.
Yeah. We do a whole thing on
at least a school year.
A year. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. So anything changed since last night?
On
like your whole entire life? Anything new?
The veterans, the VA set me up for 2 more appointments. Which
really?
Yeah. One with just I had to look it up, but it turned out all the letters behind this lady's name is just she's a nurse. And then another one's with a psychologist.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But all this is just to determine if I am eligible for any benefits.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like they say, hey, you need a psychologist, right?
Like, oh,
yeah.
My name's Michael sometimes, and sometimes it's Carmine. And
I'm the Michael you deserve. So that's new.
Yeah, okay. That is kind of new.
Yeah. It's funny how they just tell you the appointment. They don't get with you to schedule it or nothing. They just say, you have an appointment at this day and time.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, glad I'm free.
Oh, we're both actually in the same room.
I'm just a recovering Texan.
Yes. Oh, Michael is now. Have you been here longer than you were in Texas?
I've lived in this state more than any other place I've lived.
Yeah. No, same here. Yeah, I passed that mark years ago, man.
Yeah.
Years ago, I passed that mark.
Yeah. Rob's from Ohio, actually.
Yeah. Definitely. See. Oh yeah, I got my. I'm gonna eventually do that, but the last night I had on the hoodie. Today,
nice.
The flag, 3 foot by 5 foot deluxe. It's a deluxe flag. It's not just a regular flag. It's deluxe. National champion. So I will hang that up at some point. I've still got the damn, Constitution over here that I got to get put in frames and get hung up. I got all kinds of stuff to hang up back here.
Oh, you're getting all these projects lined up like I got.
Falling down here. Plus, I got a whole show to edit.
Yeah, it cracks me up when someone, brings me a project piece or asks me if I have time, and like, yeah, that'd be about 173rd on my list.
Yeah, no kidding. The so when we were watching the trailer there coming in, our intro trailer, and the got to the chicky nuggy parts, and the cool thing that I have found this whole filming thing is that you guys do a really good job of taking just an idea that pops in my brain and yeah, sorry James, just sidetracked. I got the Bill of Rights and the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. I got all three of them. I got them hung up there, little posters. But
no Gettysburg Address.
No. But what's been fun as heck is you guys taking directions and then being able to ad lib something. Like the Chicky Nuggies was just we were going to film this we're going to film that day, and that's Zach, our buddy Zach is one of the CIs, confidential informants in the show, and this is his first like interrogation kind of thing. And so I had this idea to make this just crazy part of this, just all of a sudden, say, what can we do for you? And then, I'm like, Davey, you should be hungry because, they've given him some food and everything. And then he's hungry too. So it's like, and then they just took the scene and just freaking rolled with it. And then there's another scene, the very first scene we filmed over at the old store with the office setup. And you remember Mark wrote that whole speech. He came in with that whole second speech that he'd written about the misinformation. And that was
where the tip of the spear. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And he had he had a whole thing about the small third world country, and you remember that speech, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to get that out. That whole scene is going to be good. But then I remembered the other day at the airport, we filmed the arrival of the agents, right?
Yeah.
And you guys were picking them up. And Michael's got this just insane sign. We talked about it. But I said, hey, Michael, what about, and this wasn't in the script, wasn't any part of it. I'm just like, Michael, maybe get some advice on how you display the sign. Like you're having trouble figuring out how you're going to display the sign when your guy shows up.
What do you think will look best?
Yeah. What do you think will look best? And then, Davey's freaking response is just, his timing and everything is just so freaking funny. And then you just run with it too. You just grabbed it and ran with it. Didn't even bat an eye. And I freaking love that. That's just been so much fun.
It drives Jody nuts, but many times just in our daily lives, sitting on the couch watching TV or something, I got to say something, and you could almost imagine her just asking, who the hell are you talking to? And they're like, my audience. They're not real, but right. Yeah. It's like the world's a stage. So I guess you could say I'm always performing.
Guess I see where your son gets it too.
Yes.
But
drives her mad.
So this is just a little, and I got this pulled up from our Facebook page because I had to share this. Just a quick little glimpse at the scene from the airport the other day. So this is Michael, Davey, trying to figure out how to display the thing.
Cool, right? Well done.
Thank
you.
Well done.
Yeah.
Put a lot of time in it.
Nobody would be curious about that at all. Yeah.
I was having trouble trying to get it to display. Should I just hold it out when he comes down so it's already, or should I do the reveal?
You could just not.
But I've already got it right here.
Yeah, but you could just leave it right there.
But then it'll look all weird.
Cool, right?
That's the way you ran with that, dude. But you could just not.
Yeah.
And the the funniest part of this is I heard this first because there are little microphones. We got little microphones attached underneath that you can't see. And I'm, pretty far away. Actually, the cameras were a good 13 feet away, probably 10,
Yeah.
15 feet away. And so I couldn't hear what was going on. I just knew that they were going through the scene and they were talking. And so I had a set of headphones, but I was doing the mobile camera, so I didn't have them on. Couldn't hear it. So I was downloading the microphones first. And it got to that part where he goes, well, you could just not. And I seriously just stopped, freaking started laughing. Like it cut me. Like, I'm like, oh my God, that is so brilliant. And I even texted him right there. I'm like, dude, that is brilliant.
Should I just hold it out when he comes down to 30, or should I do the reveal?
You could just not.
And Dave has like considerably less acting experience or whatnot than the rest of us. He's
exactly not an actor. But when I heard his voice,
you could just not.
I mean,
But he's got it right here.
But you can just leave
voice
it right there.
But then it will look all weird.
Cool.
So yeah, he's got a really good voice. I mean, he could do radio. Like he honestly could do radio. He has got he's got that deep, just really good voice, really good look too. And so I'm like, man,
he's always had this look or kind of I don't want to say aura about him, but presence, I guess. Like,
yeah,
I could just imagine him, almost like a British aristocrat, out in the field, barn or something in the background, and there he is just sitting down, legs crossed, pipe, and a chessboard. Someone is playing chess,
right.
That type of sophisticate.
No, exactly.
And you call him out on that, and he's like, "Yeah, well, fake it till you make it."
No, so yeah, when Kat heard me, like, I showed her, and she seen me play it like 100 times probably now, not 100, but a lot. But when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see the video because it just hit. I mean, it just hit really, really funny at that moment. And I'm like, oh my God, that is so cool. And it's like, it's just so fun that you guys could do it. And there's some other parts too where you guys are ad-libbing, like, pretty much the whole car scene you guys ad-libbed.
Yeah.
You didn't really actually, like
follow the script.
Yeah. Or like learn the script before we showed up. But
that's true.
You guys had the whole spirit of the thing. And that was the important part, right? Like the spirit, and the back and forth through that whole scene with you and Davey, you really had the spirit of it. And so I appreciate that. The whole,
the car scene was unique. What was unique for Dennis and I, because you weren't monitoring at all.
Right.
You were unable to monitor live. So we'll just talk for a minute and then one of us will call cut.
Yeah, no, exactly. I figured you guys would let me know when you were done. James, I am efforting. It's going to be early because it's like, it's in like the fourth scene of the show or third scene of the show. So soon as I get this stuff edited, and I was hoping to spend my weekend editing, but I've got to work instead. So editing is going to have to take a backseat. I will get some stuff done this weekend, but I'm going to have to do some some real work that actually pays the bills. But I will be editing my ass off. So like soon, soon, very, very soon. Everybody okay out there? Benjamin, are you okay? Cody, are you okay? All right. Okay. It sounded like somebody was dying. Okay, good.
Things are good.
Okay. Nobody's dying. All right. Coughing?
Someone gagging.
Yeah, it sounded like somebody was like leaving.
Oh, right. Good job.
Okay. Yeah, we got you.
Well,
Okay. We were making sure we didn't have to come out and do the Heimlich. Okay. All right. So I was wanted to share that. And I wanted to share. You remember, we always talk about our little buddy over there. I see a little buddy. Guy over in Thailand that feeds all the dogs and everything.
Yeah.
And this was one of the dogs that
Why was that dog in that country?
I don't know. Her and her brother were actually in Thailand. And she actually had puppies in Thailand. Like 5 or 6 freaking husky puppies. And so she's actually now in Germany. So she went from the heat of Thailand to the frosty part of Germany. So let me know, what do you think? Do you think she's enjoying
Happiness?
I have to turn down the song but do you think she's having a lot of fun in frosty Germany?
Well, I'm told it can get cold there.
Oh yeah, there's actually a picture of her in the first snow. She actually got to see snow. And she didn't want to come in. She's like, I'm not leaving this. I am staying in the snow. But yeah, no,
Nice.
she is totally digging it. You can see how happy she is. And I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Thailand is hard on these dogs. I mean,
Well, especially if they've got a double coat like that.
yeah, you got the heat, you've got the ticks, and then, most of them they don't get very good care. So you've got,
Yeah, and that dog needs exercise. That dog really, really does.
oh yeah.
And if you're in a populated, metropolitan second world city, then there's no place for that dog to go run.
No, exactly. And even over there, if you're out in the countryside, it's hard on them because there's just so many things that they get into, and they get heart problems really easy. They get heartworms. They get the ticks just eat them alive.
Yeah,
And it's amazing to see
the idleness breaks them down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you go to
they don't just need to go for a walk. Those dogs need to run.
no, exactly. I mean, you see so many dogs with skin issues because of the parasites and the whole thing, and then people trying to just but yeah, this was actually there's Bowie is what he named her. And that's some of her puppies right there. There she was back in the day. Look how skinny she was there too.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see how skinny she was. See how much she's filled out now. I mean, just her coat. And then guess that was her when it was actually snowing over there. So yeah, this guy he does just saints work. And he's got a book out now where he talks about his journey, and he talks about how, he was going down a path. I mean, he ended up almost dying from alcohol poisoning and, alcohol abuse. Like, he ended up in the hospital. You can see this dog here is like 4 weeks. In 4 weeks, this dog went from that, just with the right medications and the right, right treatments and everything, you can caught up pretty quick. But yeah, he talks in this book about how he and on here too about how he went from a serious alcohol problem and like liver not functioning to where he's got this and they're building a hospital over there, so they don't have to send the dogs off to the far away hospital like they do on a lot of them. They're actually building an animal hospital there, and he feeds I think between the group they feed hundreds of dogs a day. Hundreds of dogs a day that they actually feed. Thailand. They've got a whole operation to make fresh food.
What part of the country is he in?
I'm not sure.
You don't know the province, or?
I do not. I am not sure. I know there's monasteries there.
Yeah, you'll probably find one or two in that country.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not like it's Angkor Wat, but there's a few.
No, exactly. And some people love the dogs there, and some people don't, and so there's.
Well, the same goes for Seward.
True. Well, yeah, most people love dogs in Seward.
Yeah, but if you're out camping and then just
oh yeah, and then you just get a bunch of dogs.
A random Miller's Landing dog just comes through your campsite with two other Miller's Landing dogs. Just, does anyone own you?
Goodness. Yeah, right. What? Where did you come from?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's the one. Here's the one where she would not come in. It's like midnight turned into a snow nap.
Yeah.
It looks like we've adopted
I'm fine,
a sled
thank you.
dog. Oh, yep. That is one very happy husky. Like, I have found my stuff. This white cold stuff. I had no idea what I was missing.
Feels so great on my paws.
Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, no, it's just a fun thing. I had no idea until just a few minutes ago that, so everybody knows, well, some people might not, but this is Sam Bankman-Fried.
Oh, he's combed his hair.
Did something with his hair. He is in prison for a long time. I don't
And
remember.
he's got a lot more to go.
Yeah.
As you can't treat your investors' money like it's your own personal piggy bank.
Nope. He 30 months sentenced to
25 years.
Oh no, never mind. 25
He's
years.
30
Thank
months
you.
into a 25-year sentence.
Okay. No, so former SBM offshore CEO. So Sam Bankman-Fried, because I typed SBM, not Sam Bankman-Fried. He's 25 years in prison. So yeah, he's in prison for 25 years. But then
trying to be helpful. They're trying.
He went on Tucker Carlson and gave a freaking interview.
Trying to, do what they can given the constraints. But no one wants to be in prison. And you can imagine what happens when you take sort of 40 people, all of whom have been at least charged with crimes, and lock them in a single room for years on end and throw out the key, which is the most trivial things become all that people have left to care about.
Yes. Have you had any problems?
Not of the sort of acute.
Shit.
Obviously.
Not of the sort of acute kind. Like, I haven't had, I haven't been attacked or anything like that. I've had a lot of logistical problems. And, the biggest, frankly, was when I was on trial.
What? I've had a lot of logistical problems in
Does
prison?
he understand the words he's using?
How do you?
Did he have trouble getting his testimony shipped to him in court? What?
Yeah, I have no idea what the heck that means. We
had all sorts of banking issues after I got caught.
So James had a half Malamute, half timber wolf when he lived in. That's crazy. A timber wolf?
Half.
Yeah, I know, but still, that's like, you mix those two, you still get. But they were afraid of skunks and would never wrap your your leash around your arm, because that could be bad. Yes, I could.
I'm not calling the dogs out on this one. I had a similar issue with skunks.
Yeah,
just skunks and I just kind of stay away.
Oh yeah, no. I don't like skunks either.
A friend of mine, we were coming back from our work site. This is in Winter Harbor, Maine, and Monique that just driving, and she rolled over one. Oh God, that car stunk for weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was just crossing the road, but then it saw us, and its version of a deer in the headlights was to point its back end right at us. And just then we go over it. She was in a Ford Excursion or Explorer, some humongous, car, tires the size of a tool shed.
Yep.
And so the skunk was actually probably fine, but it just got the whole undercarriage.
You want to hear the grossest story ever?
I have a 13-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
So he could probably beat it no matter what.
So I was a few years ago, my mom, myself, and my sister were going to the NASCAR race in Martinsville, Virginia. So we're cruising through Tennessee, either Kentucky or Tennessee, one of those places. And it's pretty decent traffic. And I think my sister was in the back. My mom was in the seat next to me. And I think both of them were sleeping or just kind of passed out, not paying attention. So we are cruising along, and there, like I said, it's decent traffic. And so we're going along. There's a car in front of me. There's two cars over here on the next thing. And so I see the car in front of the car that's next to me swerve out of the way, right? What do you think they're swerving out of the way of?
Stalled cars?
Something dead in the road. Right? Something, and you got to figure it's late summer, right? God only knows how long this freaking thing has been there. And I see the inevitable coming. I'm like, oh my God. Because it was enough traffic that the car behind the car that swerved out of the way did not have the time to swerve out of the way.
Or at least the reflexes.
Oh, yeah. And you ever, when you go down the road and then you hit a puddle and everything splashes?
Sure.
Oh, I'm like, oh my God. I'm just like driving along. I'm like, I did turn my head. And then, yeah, that was. And then I checked a little later. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but there was still some remnants like on the car on the front. I'm just like, one, I was glad both of them were kind of asleep. Well, thinking about it now, I'm glad my mom was asleep and didn't catch it because she would have been grossed out. My sister would have been like, oh, cool. Because that's how nutty she was. Because she was a nurse for her whole life. And so actually didn't mind those bloody, gory things. So she probably would have. Oh, yeah, no, if the window had been down, thank God we had the windows up and everything. But yeah, it was. And I mean, the car I say the car next to me, the car was kind of, like here in front of me. Oh, there's my camera. So, I mean, it was pretty close. I mean, it was just like, oh my God. This is going to be horrible. And I mean, you got that moment of inevitability that you're like, this is going to be bad.
So after Jody and I had maybe been married a year, summertime, we're out camping. This is Portage Valley. So just an hour outside Anchortown.
Yep.
Except I've got all the time off. She still has to go work a night or two at Coots in the coat check. And the plan was I'll stay out there and she'll go back each day.
Oh, God.
Work her night shift, drive back to Portage. It's only an hour,
Okay, yeah.
It's no worse than, living in Girdwood and driving to Anchorage.
Yeah.
Just a little more time. Well, anyway, so I'm asleep. It's, the end, it's, getting on morning now because she had to close Coots, change clothes or whatever, drive back to Portage. And of course, sun's up because it's Alaska, but I'm still inside the tent and I just hear what I cannot tell is either her, already drunk and laughing at something or she's crying.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So I just have to ask, did you already start drinking, just laughing, or are you crying about something? And she, through her sobs and tears, I killed a buddy.
Oh.
Apparently she was driving along. A hare was crossing the road at the same time. Oh. And then I just had the comical view of just the rabbit. Here comes this car. There's a little rabbit paws. No! And,
Oh,
And sure enough, there was like a little bit of, white fur and whatnot here and there in her grill. And so that was fun. That was a fun trip. And she used to own a rabbit too as a child. So it was like even more significant.
So, so you have to console her, right? So you consoled her, right?
I just got her, we just had screwdrivers for breakfast.
Okay.
But yeah, it was kind of funny. I killed a bunny. Yeah, well, hares, Alaskan wildlife.
Yep. All right. Stop
trial.
No more roadkill.
Trying to get access to legal work was
What's this?
nearly impossible.
Oh, that's the logistics he's talking about. Trying to get his legal work.
On a typical trial day,
I don't know. His hair kind of looks like roadkill.
they'd wake me up at 4 a.m. I'd spend 5 hours in various buses, vans, and holding cells.
Oh yeah, if it had been a moose, there would be no car left. Those things.
Oh, it's a Ford Escort.
Those things blow up cars. Oh yeah. Cat had a Ford Escort. What is it about redheads and escorts?
Then trial straight through
Ford Escorts.
5 p.m. Another 4 hours
Right.
holding cells and vans. I'd get back at 9 p.m. way after any access to legal work was cut off for the day.
Okay, well, all right. So
substance, please.
You met Diddy. Let's see about meeting Diddy.
So, like, have you made friends there? Are you hanging with Diddy? I think he's in there with you.
He is. And it's, I don't know, he's been kind. I've made some.
So Diddy's still a billionaire, right? Or still has.
Well, he hasn't been looted yet, from what I know.
Money. They haven't. He hasn't gotten the full government treatment of. What do they call that? The 4 to 4.
Well, he couldn't have had too much money because there was no money left.
Oh no, dude!
I realized that, but it's like the whole point was the company went bust, but still owed all their investors.
Oh right, yeah. No, he's still got money overseas and everywhere else.
Yeah,
it's a weird environment,
But I don't know. They never really found all of SBF's money, right?
Well, wasn't it like mostly spent on these lavish parties and whatnot?
I didn't know. There was still there was.
I'm sure there was, but they had money going 6 different ways,
Correct.
between him and his business partner girlfand, and
but then there
just
was
their
a lot of
never-ending
it-
summer, their endless summer that they were funding it with.
Right, but there was a lot that got raided, like after right,
And I
before
imagine
everything
seized.
fell down, and
Well,
with crypto,
and he would have been ordered to pay restitution.
Yeah, what they could claw back, but a lot of it
was gone
because it's crypto. It's not really traceable. It's not really.
So I don't see a way how he could be
not
wealthy in prison when he owes all this restitution.
Yeah, exactly. You would
and
think,
the 32 cents he's making an hour there.
Yeah.
It's
So
sort
you
of
would think that maybe
a
he.
combination of a few other high-profile cases, and then a lot of
All right, so 7. How's it changed his outlook?
So how is it? That's so interesting. How has that changed your views?
Well,
I guess at 2117 we get an answer to that question. Does he have any money left?
It's one of the most sort of profound things that I've come to learn over my life, but still something I don't fully understand, which is obviously.
Yeah, this was so Sam Bankman-Fried created what was the name of the company?
I don't remember.
He created a crypto exchange, the FTX crypto exchange. So he created a crypto exchange where basically he was like a holding firm for people's crypto. And so you could buy crypto from him, you could hold it there, and they basically had control of it. And so they actually recruited like Tom Brady. He had a bunch of stars that he recruited to market this, like Tom Brady and Tom Brady's ex-wife, whatever, Lisa,
Right.
and a whole bunch of high profile stars.
Everyone got in on that trendy crypto.
And he also funded a whole lot of political action stuff. Like he basically, but what it turned out is he was taking other people's money and paying the stars to market his company, or he was very popular in Washington because he was bankrolling, PACs and people's,
Right.
he was given tons of money to straight out two candidates and candidates PACs. So he was very, very popular. And then it turned out, actually stealing the money from the people that invested in his company. And so, yeah. So then he went to prison. Yeah. Then he went to prison. So, and his trial happened pretty quick. I mean, his charges and trial and everything he got turned around pretty fast. I think they wanted him gone. I think they wanted him away. I think they wanted him, because he could have talked a lot of crap about a lot of powerful people.
Well, I think after his arraignment and what have you, he was still running his mouth publicly when he should have been gagged.
Oh yeah, no, exactly.
But then again, if you get a lawyer that doesn't do the standard attorney tactic of delay, speedy trial laws, you get through the process quick.
You kind of like you heard of Johnny Somali? Do you know who Johnny Somali is?
I think so.
He's a YouTuber that went over to Japan, got kicked out of Japan for he's like a really one of these YouTubers just like out in public in your face, kind of just, being a complete jerkball. And so he was in Japan. They kicked him out of Japan. He went to South Korea, and now he was brought up on charges. And he just had his first court date the other day where he thought he was going to go and plead guilty and pay $500, and they've got him coming back. So he could possibly actually go to South Korean jail. So,
you could change a couple of those country names, and you just told the story of Gary Glitter.
Yeah. True. Oh, okay. So I love, the pranker guy. Exactly. He pulls pranks, and then, he's like, he's charged with like disrupting businesses and being a complete wacko. We'll take a peek at it here in a minute. But that answer right there kind of is interesting. Basically, no. What does basically no mean? I don't think he owns it anymore. What? That doesn't make any freaking sense. Oh shit, I'm not sure. Wait. Damn it. I didn't share this. I shared the wrong tab. Thank you for letting me
I was just
know.
listening. I don't need to see flapping heads to go with it. I just need to hear it.
Do you have any money left
nobody else could
after
hear
all
it.
this?
All right, let's watch again.
Basically, no. The
Oh, do you have any
company
money left? Basically, no.
that I used to own, maybe I still do own. I don't know. It's in bankruptcy.
So that's what he said. This is like, maybe I still do own. He doesn't. Like, they told him you have to give it.
Yeah,
company
you
went to like
surrender and
conservatorship.
forfeit.
You You
had
surrendered
nothing
your company.
intervened.
But
Today,
trying to say here that there was still plenty of money left to pay everybody back, which is bullcrap.
it would
Yeah,
have
like the
about
business wasn't looted.
$15 billion
Yeah.
of liabilities, and about $93 billion of assets.
But there weren't assets because they were other people's money.
So the answer should be, in theory, yes, that, there was enough money to pay everyone back in kind at the time or today with, plenty of interest left over and tens of billions left for investors. But that's not how things worked out. And instead, it all got embroiled up in a bankruptcy where the assets were dissipated incredibly quickly by those controlling it. They're siphoned off tens of billions of dollars worth. And it's been a colossal disaster. And I mean, not stopping that from happening is by far the biggest regret of my life.
You're in prison for the better years of your life. Yeah, I think disaster's accurate.
Because he did it, though. He
Right.
was the one that ran around being the guy. I'm the guy. I'm the man. I'm the one. I'm the, I'm the crypto king, baby. That was him. He did this. So
Oh yeah, I'm not
this
saying he doesn't
whole-
belong there.
No. I agree. I'm just wondering. He's still got this view of himself that he didn't do anything. I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
The world needs some narcissists, but it doesn't have to be everybody who wants to be one.
Yeah, exactly. 36. Why did all your friends leave you?
I need them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so you're not doing that. So
No.
since you've been away and you're facing, I guess, 23 more years, I always wonder, like, the people you helped. I mean, you're in prison because you hurt people, but you also helped a lot of people in Washington by giving them many millions of dollars. Did any of them call you to say, good luck, I hope you're doing okay, don't join again?
Money on
or
your
say anything
canteen
to you at all?
Right when the collapse hit, like in the immediate wake of it, I got a number of really nice messages from a lot of people, including some in DC. By 6 months later, none. And so by the time trial happened, or I was, put in prison, nothing. And
in that game, in like this kind of level, high stakes politics, business, when you start getting into the billions of dollars, you have no friends, right?
Right.
Don't count on anybody,
especially after it all goes bad.
Right. No, exactly. But if even once you get into the millions of dollars, you've got to be careful. But and I mean, there are exceptions, right? People, there are some people that will stick with you, but the friends that you make along the way, the friends that you take with you, probably still going to be your friends, but the ones you make along the way that, especially the ones that really appreciate that your success, not going to be there when the stuff goes bad.
Yeah, they're going to go with the money.
Just know that you have no friends.
It became too politically toxic.
And if you get to this level where you're playing with billions of dollars, just don't even count on anybody.
The incentives were too skewed against people, risking their necks. I even heard, frankly, about people saying third hand, like, nice things about me, but no one wanted to be in contact with me directly.
Well, yeah, you were at that point. He's toxic, right?
Right.
The toxic Avenger. A show or a book or
Toxic Avenger, yes.
Was that from The Sims?
Well, that's a look up. Here we go.
Hell was the Toxic Avenger. All of a sudden that popped in my head, and I don't know why. 2023 film. Okay. 84 film. Okay. Film franchise.
Comic book?
Adventure. Fox Avengers, American superhero, black comedy, splatter film, media franchise created by Lloyd Kaufman, originated with the 1984 film of the same name and continued. 3 film sequels, a stage musical, a comic book series, and a Marvel comics. Okay, I guess so. All right.
Falls into a vat of toxic waste and becomes a benevolent monster.
Okay.
So he's like an evil beast for good.
All right. Well, and then I guess from what is being reported is that poor Mr. Bankman-Fried has reportedly been sent to the hole.
For doing this interview?
Go to the hole. Well, it's solitary confinement, but you go to solitary confinement for his interview with Tucker Carlson, which was not approved by the Bureau of Prisons. So how do you get on camera?
Unapproved. Yeah, someone smuggle a phone up your butthole to
I mean,
get a butt phone?
Is this in his cell or is this in the day room? Or, I mean, that's so if he's, and I don't know where they're holding him. Where are they actually holding? Because if he's in there with Diddy, where is Sam?
It's got to be New Yorkish because Diddy ain't been convicted yet.
Okay, he's still in the Metropolitan Detention Center in.
That's weird because unless he's a witness or something like that, it's going back to
should be in a prison,
right?
Not in MDC, Brooklyn. With
unless he's being used as some sort of like witness in someone else's case or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't think so.
Yeah, he's not making the news that much.
Right. I mean, but this is where high profile people are held. Like Diddy's there, the Luigi dip stuff is there.
But it's still a jail, not a prison.
This is where Epstein was being held as well. So why wouldn't he be in a federal prison though? That's what I don't understand. We got to ask.
Well, you just ask Google any question.
I'm gonna ask Grok.
I used to treat it like a search engine, and then I met someone who just, if you have a question, they just type the question directly into Google. It's like,
we're gonna ask Grok because why not? Why isn't Sam Bankman-Fried a federal prison?
Overcrowding.
Sam Bankman-Fried, the former CEO of FTX, was sentenced 20 years. Initially, after a sentence, he was held at MDC Brooklyn, a facility known for housing inmates pre-trial and during legal proceedings. In the process of being transferred from MDC Brooklyn to a facility, speculation pointing towards Minnesota, a medium. However, by May 23rd, he was recorded as being at the Federal Transfer Center in Oklahoma City. But despite more recent updates supported by posts on X, consistent with positive timelines, indicate that as March 25, he was still at MDC Brooklyn. So there's no actual reason why he's at Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Oh, appeal process and legal strategy. So maybe he is appealing. Oh, he did appeal his 25 sentence, so that could be it there. Okay. That's probably the biggest reason right there is appeal. Having to, because it was in New York, so they're going to have the appeal in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Probably the appeal. Of course, I'm not. This is what I should have been sharing. Good grief. Is the XAI Grok on X A lot of people are using this as a search engine now. So,
oh, so you can just make up the info for you.
I mean, it's usually pretty accurate, kind of.
Well, sometimes AI just has to make it look accurate. There's one or two former lawyers that could attest to that.
I guess you're right.
I love reading those stories. That just cracked me up. Attorney so-and-so submitting a brief, and he used Chat GPT or something to draft it. And then the court cases and whatnot it's citing for case law were just completely made up, and all AI did was get the format correct of the reference. So when opposing counsel gets this pleading and they're going through it, they're looking up these cases now. You know, the supposed federal cases that had these case law determinations, and these cases never happened. They never exist. You know, there's no Nebraska versus Jones or whatever that the guy's citing.
Right.
And so the judge has to set a show cause hearing. Could you explain your pleadings to this court, please? Because you signed this affidavit saying it was true and correct to the best of your knowledge. And turns out it's all made up.
Holy.
Yeah, it's an easy way to throw that that Juris Doctorate degree away.
Yeah. No, very, very fastly. I made up info. I did make up info. You're right. I read it from AI.
Yeah.
This next story I just popped on again tonight. This is hang on. How long is this? Okay, so that's 15 minutes. Watch that. You remember 2008?
Yeah, quite well.
It wasn't too bad here. And so in
things were looking up. We got a new president,
2008, the lower 48 had a very for the election, right? Was going to suspend his campaign to go back to Washington to fix the problem, and didn't fix shit.
Right.
So we had a good 4 years. 3 or 4 years. Oh, nice. Great.
Don't take yourself, Patty.
Wow, everybody had 2008 was quite the year for you guys. But the biggest part of one of the biggest issues with 2008 and the financial crisis was the subprime housing bubble, where
a
lot of people got mortgages that they couldn't afford, and everything burst. Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I had no idea was going on. Every day we're finding out stuff that's going on, right? That we're like, what in the hell are you talking about? Well, it turns out that this is factually from February 23rd. So this didn't get any play at all. This was a Wall Street Journal article that basically says that, so it talks a little bit about 2008. 2007, 35% of new FHA borrowers had debt to income ratios above 43%. By 2020, 54% did. So we're going back up a bad path. But now there's a program, because things are going up. Housing prices keep going up and up and up, right?
Right.
Like we're seeing housing prices go up and up and up, and it's unaffordable for especially millennials and folks. Like they're priced out of the market. So, but we've got a lot of people missing payments. About 7.5% of FHA mortgages last year went seriously delinquent. So that's 90 more past days. Under the guise of COVID relief, Biden administration masked the growing troubles in the housing market by paying off borrowers and mortgage services to prevent foreclosures. Of the 52,000 FHA loans last year that went seriously delinquent in the first year, only 9 resulted in foreclosures. So how are they doing that? So they instituted a program that they're paying the mortgage servicers to make the missed payments for them, and then they're adding them to the back of the loan with no interest.
Yeah, I doubt that.
The FHA also pays servicers to cut monthly payments for delinquent borrowers by 25% for 3 years. And then they take those and they add them to the back of the mortgage with no interest. So consider a borrower that misses five $4,000 monthly payments.
That's expensive mortgage.
They will add $20,000 in missed payments to the back of the mortgage with no interest. They'll reduce the payments by $1,000 for 3 years, but that'll add another $36,000 to the back of your mortgage. So you're now $56,000 deeper in debt, but at least you're not being foreclosed on.
Yeah, because you're not living in the gutter.
Right. But did you know that the FHA was just making people's payments that they missed so we could prop up the housing market and keep housing prices rising?
Well, I didn't know that they were actually making the bank's payments. The way I understood it was they're just like, because say like right when COVID hit and the whole world shut down, obviously I've got no income. I obviously can't make that mortgage payment. So they basically just like suspended our payment, and it just, let's say they suspended it for 90 days.
Right.
And what they really did was they just took those 3 months and added 3 months to the final day before we pay off our home loan.
But they're still doing it. They did it 556,841 times last year.
Well, not for us. We stopped that. We started paying.
Right. Yeah, no, exactly. But but they're still doing it. I mean, this is artificially incentivizing and propping up the housing market. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. And it's not, I mean, there is mortgage insurance, right? You can get mortgage insurance and stuff, but this isn't even that. This is just basically just taking government money and flipping it. I don't know.
Well, you still owe the money. You still owe your mortgage payment.
Correct.
It's just, they basically suspended it for X number of months.
Right.
But instead of saying, okay, we're resuming payments and you immediately owe us these 90 days worth of mortgage payments, you get your payment, whatever your monthly always was. It's just your mortgage is now 90 days longer.
Gotcha. But
that's the way I saw it. I didn't read the fine print, but I know I didn't owe 4 months worth to start,
correct.
Start again.
I understand it for COVID. I don't understand it now. Right? We should be back to some kind of semblance of normal operation.
We're never getting normal back.
Right, but
even today I had 2 people come in the store wearing those cloth masks as if they're helpful.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. But still running a program to keep the housing prices inflated it's not healthy. That's not a healthy thing for an economy.
Yeah, neither is a bunch of foreclosures either.
Well, no, but
I realize that is the American way, but
bringing housing prices down is not
bailing out the banks instead of letting them fail.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. But it seems like there should be a way to do it and a way not to do it. I don't know. It seems kind of, but what? But what? Who am I to know? Because do you remember we talked about Stacey Abrams and the money and the $2 billion that the company
That
she
number's
was
gone up,
part of-
hasn't it?
No, but she actually went on TV
Yeah, people got to stop putting microphones in front of her.
trying to explain why a company that she's tied to got $2 billion with a B. Let's listen to the explanation of what happened. So of course, this is Chris Hayes, and of course he starts it off by saying, "Oh my God, this laugh line that they're getting, that you supposedly got $2 billion. Ah!"
Well, I did, you see, but what really happened?
One of the ironies of the attack on you, and I'm going to play what he did, was that my understanding is the program at the source of this whole thing is a program to lower costs for people. Do I have that?
Lower costs for people. That's the program. Lower costs for people. Okay.
Top line
Cost of
correct.
what?
You have it absolutely right. Okay, so I'm gonna play what he had to say, and then I'm gonna ask you to explain what the program is that was such an obvious, ludicrous laugh line for the.
Yeah, this is completely ludicrous. Everything's on the complete up and up and up.
Republicans there. Take a listen.
$1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her?
Now, this is a company that before this had only done a couple $100 worth of stuff that got $2 billion of taxpayer money.
It looks like a brand new company, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
brand new company.
So what is this organization? What is your?
So what is this? What are we doing with $2 billion? Think about the immense amount of money that $2 billion is.
And keep in mind, this is probably a prepared question.
Relationship to it, and what does it do?
In 2023 and 2024, I led a program called Vitalizing DeSoto. We worked in a tiny town in South Georgia to demonstrate that by replacing energy inefficient appliances with efficient appliances, you can lower your cost. And in fact, we accomplished that. For 75% of the community, they got appliances that are lowering their bills right now. We had one woman who saw her electric bill cut in half from $180 to $98. That's what we delivered. And based on that program, a coalition of organizations, famous organizations, came together and said to the EPA, if we can do this here, we can do this for millions more Americans. Let us invest the money of America in lowering the cost for Americans. And the EPA said, okay, great, go for it.
Appliances, Michael.
Well, it makes some sense if you get yourself a new refrigerator. It's probably going to run on less energy, so that's helpful because fridge is always running.
Right.
Get yourself after the fridge. I'm done. I really don't know. Maybe a modern water heater or.
So, have you gotten any government refrigerators or?
We did get a new water heater.
Okay.
Yeah. Jody knows what program we went through with that, but we got some modernization with our furnace, new water heater. They went around the house and tried helping us sort of like winterize it because I had enough cracks and broken seals and whatnot through my house. I might as well have had an open door.
Right.
But I've been fighting that for the 10 years we've been there. You would not believe the iceberg when Jody and I first moved into that thing.
Oh, I bet.
Just every window seal had failed. Every window. And I went around with one of those guns, just to point and try and find out where the heat leak is. And at first, it really didn't turn off. And I can still feel it walking around, just If I'm just wearing a T-shirt or something like that, go by this one area. I'm like, oh God, what? Satan just grabbed me. What the hell?
There is, but I mean, $1 billion seems like a whole freaking lot for appliances.
I did not get $2 billion worth of work
for appliances. I mean, and mentioned the famous organizations. I wonder who the famous organizations are that got part of this. I don't know. It just seems that seems like a weird. That just seems like a weird explanation, does it not?
Appliances. That sounds. Yeah, because some of it, what they do, I would think like permanent fixtures and not, got you a more efficient blender.
Right. Or your micro, a more
efficient or a toaster that, that toasts
right.
just as well, but less.
Yep.
Oh. That was my son Benjamin let me know he was going outside, James.
Abrams decarbonization program.
And what is that? We're still working on de-asbestos programs.
Right. Well, the Washington Post has already said it was false. But she just said that it was. Didn't she just say that they did that? Right? I mean.
Don't make me listen to her again, please.
I'm not going to make you listen to her again. Oh, so here's the Yahoo News fact check. The U.S. Department of Government Efficiency discovered a $2 million U.S. grant paid to nonprofit group linked to former Democrat Representative Stacey Abrams. The rating is, it's a mixture of true.
Yeah.
It's true, right? They did get the $2 billion. What's undetermined is
what they did with it.
It's like,
and I can't even read that font right now. Yeah.
Oh my God. Funny. What's undetermined is what they actually did with your $2 billion that they said they spent on. I mean, our Keurig's all right. I don't know. Are there any appliances that we need right now? I mean,
well, do you have a modern toaster?
Handing out money, man. Like, I want some. Finance my show. That's all I want. Finance my show. Give me $12 million. And we can do this correctly, right?
Well, that'll at least give us a chance to hire a technical crew and, we can just be the on-air talent.
Right. Well, actually $120 million is what the goal is, but gotta stop. People are mad at Teslas.
I'm wondering how much of that's fake news.
Oh, really?
Well, I know like Alyssa Milano and
people are mad at Teslas.
Is that the vehicle owner or the guy that can't get out because it's in front of him?
This is the same guy. This is somebody in their car. Michael, if somebody come up to you, if you're driving a Tesla, let's say you owned a Tesla, you don't, you have a really nice van though. But let's say.
Yeah, my van's almost classic.
It is a classic. Let's say you had a Tesla and you're parked at a light and somebody came up and they took their boot and they smashed their boot into your hood. And then they started yelling at you.
Nice skinny jeans, bro.
Michael, would that person probably need some work after this?
I don't know. Well, not a doctor, but it's entirely possible I would might possibly violate the municipal ordinance regarding certain tools usage within city limits.
Right. I mean,
I would feel threatened.
Oh, yes, I would definitely. This is definitely threatening.
I'd have a trouble with that in court getting out to go confront the guy, but
Like this guy gonna check his car. Don't check your car, dude. Check dude.
Yeah, don't take your eyes off him.
Don't take your eyes off him. He's got a boot that he's trying to smash you or smash your freaking car with while you're in it.
So this man's just been sold on the propaganda, and he's told Elon Musk is bad, therefore Tesla's bad. Don't put him near Florida around the SpaceX, because he'll go bang on the Dragon rocket or whatever.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh. So that was
I'm wondering if Stephen Colbert is still bragging about owning a Tesla like he was a couple of years ago when gas prices were ridiculous.
Not.
No. See, Teslas are bad.
Yeah,
he had to switch his.
Exactly.
He had to roll with the current narrative.
Teslas are bad. Somebody has now started calling. Somebody pinned Starlink as Nazi Wi-Fi the other day.
Yeah, sure.
So here is Tigard, Oregon. I think this is James, Mr. Vining.
You just caught on that James was with us today? You're not sharing.
Oregon. Oh, no, I'm not sharing. I'm stupid. Thank you.
Police taped bullet holes and shattered glass. Crews spent the day cleaning up the Tesla dealership after investigators say someone shot it up overnight Thursday, causing tens of thousands of dollars in damage.
When employees showed up to work this morning, that's when they discovered the damage.
Tigard police say someone fired at least 7 shots, damaging 3 cars and shattering windows. Fortunately, it happened.
Is this really where we are? I mean, is this? I get it. It's Portland. I get it. It's crazy town.
Overnight,
but really,
when employees were gone.
I think the concerning thing for the employees
because Elon Musk is finding waste and abuse and all the spending that we're doing behind the scenes in our government. He is the most evil person alive now. And everything that he has to be destroyed.
I'm taking from context here that the 7 or so gunshots that occurred in dead of night, I'm assuming, were not noticed and or reported until the day employees showed up in the morning for their work day.
Portland, there's probably gunshots.
Probably just gunfire in any city block. You just let that go.
It just happens. Portland happens. Besides, they've run off most of their cops too. So
it happened at all, and that one of those shots went into an office and into a computer monitor. Ultimately,
oh, look at that! Oh, like, yeah, somebody like.
Well, after you shoot out a window, it doesn't have to go through the window. So if you.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to go through an office.
We're just thankful that nobody was hurt.
The latest vandalism comes just one day after federal investigators say they arrested a man in Salem for similar crimes. He's accused of throwing Molotov cocktails and shooting at the Tesla dealership there. Like in that case, Tigard police are now working with the FBI and ATF to determine if the latest vandalism is politically motivated. Tesla stores nationwide.
10 miles south of Gomorrah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were there. You were just there. You know exactly what's going on. And
it was a great city to get out of. I can tell you that.
Pictures there. There's the windows all busted up.
I mean, it realize it's a business district, but seriously, some 5 to 7, firearm rounds going off. You would think
exactly.
That gets called in.
You would think somebody would have heard that.
There got to be I don't know. And then police are always reactionary, so it's not like they're there to prevent crime from happening.
Yep. And then,
yeah, that's me.
That?
No, I was talking to James.
This woman was charged with vandalizing a Tesla dealership and planting bombs, Colorado. I'm just gonna let that hang out there for a minute.
Hey, real quick side note. The ATF and FBI or no one else still has not found the pipe bomber from January 6th.
Right. But Lucy
no suspect.
Lucy, she was charged with vandalizing Tesla dealership. Right. That there.
I was in isolation. He couldn't have spoke to me anyway, unless it was through the little window with the door.
Maybe. ABC News is on the story. A woman in Colorado arrested, and this is actual ABC News with the picture. What was that you said?
Oh, James said he was going to come visit me, but I already left.
Yeah.
And I was in isolation, so we did talk through the door and the little window.
Oh, yeah, the little window in the room. Yeah. Nope. Yep, this is Lucy. Picture of Lucy.
Is that Lucy's brother?
No.
Because that was a pretty strong looking jaw.
That's very strong looking.
Yeah.
Strongest of jaws. Oh my good grief. Okay, so I think one
Something
more
funny?
Well, if you think that Bill Nye the Science Guy is a Nazi.
Yep.
I
Well,
mean,
you know, the Germans, they had a lot of really good scientists.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
no, exactly. Like, I mean, there is no other explanation. He 100%, this person, absolutely, there's zero chance he meant anything else by that other than 100% he stands with Nazis.
Yeah.
That is 100%. That's exactly what that means.
No, he's on-air talent, James.
There can be no other. There can be no other explanation, right?
Yep.
100%. So I had no idea
that
Bill Nye the Science Guy is a
and I am so tired of people taking, you know, a snapshot of live action, which you could just randomly get a person,
oh my God,
you know,
Yeah,
doing
dude.
any action because they're just in the middle of, you know, talking with their hands,
Right.
or they've got
Oh,
their
yeah.
face all contorted, you know, in just that split nanosecond the shutter went off,
Yeah.
you know, as they were talking, so they look like, you know, some mutant. And then there's knuckleheads who don't see that for what it is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
All right, and here's a feel good story we'll leave with. too.
Please bring it. Friday night and everything.
All right, so this is professional UFC fighter Chito Vera, Hito. Oh, he's just happens to be working on his truck. No big deal. He's hanging out outside, and this man comes up to help him with a large knife. So Cheeto says, "I don't think so."
I don't even have to go to my fighter training. I'll just use one of these.
Right? Like, I'm thinking, it's a professional UFC fighter. He probably could have disarmed him if he wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen.
And that's what I thought too when I first. Okay, somebody.
Yeah, Johnny
comes up,
Catburglar doesn't
like-
know he's.
Like,
who
I'm
he
gonna
is.
come help and let me help this guy fix his truck. He realizes that was some good. I mean, holy crap! Now that police talk about that 21-foot zone, right?
Yeah.
That's a real thing. Like that 21-foot zone is a real thing. Like,
Oh, he was closing the distance.
and he's really closing up. So
He's already brandished the knife. He's using
Yeah.
that. He's holding that in a threatening manner.
no, exactly. I mean, he's like got
And-
it right there. That's 10 feet away. That's 15 feet away.
And he goes off target with the muzzle when he runs away.
Yeah, you got to figure that's an 8-foot bed. He's at the front of the truck.
Mhm.
That's 15 feet. You're well within that 21-foot zone.
And he was seconds away from him.
Yep. And he noticed him. Thankfully, he noticed him. That was some quick freaking pump action too, right there. Like, when does he realize it? So here he's coming. Let's just slow
imagine
this
if he
down.
was working on the right side, the passenger side of the truck.
Like, so he's got the knife. You see, he's got the knife up, right? He is pointing the knife. Got it up.
That's not how you hold a knife.
Oh, I know, but when you're a moron, crackhead, that's
But no
going
one
to
taught you
rub
how to do it.
somebody. Or fentanyl head now. You're a Fenty.
Yeah.
And when does he realize? Oh, right there. You notice?
Yeah, you just brought a knife.
So that is a definite I'm stopping moment right there. And oh shit. That is the oh shit moment right there. Like go from I'm gonna get me some to oh no. Yeah, no, you're right, James. He's probably about 7 feet when he turned around because 6 foot bed, probably another foot or two. Yep. He's about 7 foot away when he turns around. Like
Wisely turns around.
Wisely turns around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's kind of a feel good story of Friday, right?
Well, restores help, let me tell you.
What we got to go with anyway.
Yeah,
but that was some quick thinking.
And
man.
yeah, I'll admit,
action.
I was expecting this to like cut to like a booking photo where the dude's face is just all mangled up from taking on a professional fighter.
Yep, right there.
Yeah.
This is when I realized that I had screwed up.
Yeah. But he did Morgan Freeman voice. But he did not get his new truck. I hope he wasn't thinking of carjacking the guy because he's got the hood up. He's clearly working on it.
Yeah,
you don't get nowhere in a broken car.
Yeah, those shows or whatever. Yep, that's me. You got to wonder, how did I get into this situation?
Right.
Well, let me explain. That sound too, man. There is no other sound. Like there is no other sound. Right there. Even on the the crappy audio recording.
I'm curious as to the yo. Was it Cheeto or Mr. Burglar?
I think it was the burglar.
And I don't know what he could be saying because it could be any language.
Bartley turned around and took off. Oh,
yeah, but if this guy was working on the passenger side of the engine bay, it would be just seconds count.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And we probably wouldn't have seen the guy before the guy was pretty much between him.
I mean, where is this damn thing too? Because it's right there. It's like right. He must be in a crappy neighborhood or something because it
looks like he's on the end of a cul-de-sac almost.
It's right there in his truck. I mean, he's not. It doesn't even seem like he's reaching in the back of his truck. He's reaching like in the front.
And so you just keep one of those on the quick draw when you're working outside.
Yeah,
that's not normal, but
no,
might be in his neighborhood.
Maybe in his neighborhood it is. I mean, maybe there's people that have been robbed in his neighborhood and it's going around.
I mean, this guy seems pretty casual about what he's doing coming up on the guy.
Yep.
Like it's his normal way of, earning a living.
Yep.
So, yeah.
It was Cheeto Vera. Let's see. Where was this at?
That should be some gun hating state. New York or New Jersey, something like that.
So, UFC bantamweight Cheeto Vera has seen been pointing a shotgun at a would-be attacker holding a knife, and astonishing clip appeared on social media Friday. Ecuadorian fighter on Instagram shows that underneath a red pickup truck as the man approaches. UFC star cocks the gun and points it at the man, who tosses the knife and runs. Oh, I didn't see the toss. The clip, which appears film on home security, has gone viral. Many fans are not convinced, is all it seems. This is where he was. All right.
It's
stupid.
Oh no, it seems pretty convenient. I don't know that I'd be keeping a firearm in a vehicle as I'm working on it with a window open.
Right.
You know, because at my age, I might have to run inside, go pee real quick, you know, and then I wouldn't just be leaving a firearm in a vehicle with open windows, what have you.
Exactly.
So, I mean, for that, I could see an argument that looks staged, but
no, exactly. I mean, it very well.
I mean, we don't have the video either of where that dude came from.
Right.
It starts, he's already in frame.
Yep.
And dressed in all black, I see that dude walking down my street, which looks like a pretty open street. Yeah, I could pick it apart to critique it. Yeah.
Oh, it was staged. Oh man.
Well, at least we all know what to do now. Should
Yeah.
some dude in all black comes at you with the knife?
Was a skit.
All right. Well, you know, that's well done.
Yeah, yeah.
Hope you didn't, you know, no animals were hurt in the making of it or whatever.
Right. There's got to be staged. Fans react.
Usually in the stage ones, I've noticed there's way too much dialogue or explaining. You know, like when the one person's hiding to spook the person, their best friend or whatever, and they just keep doing everything but turning and opening the closet door.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, but how do they know it's staged? That's what I'm trying
Well,
to figure
like
out here.
I had pointed out, if I got the video of this dude coming all the way down the street, you know, from check a car door handles or something, it was pretty convenient. He was on the passenger side or the driver's side, right next to the open car window.
And like you said, he just pulled it right out of the front of the car.
Yeah,
right? I mean, it was
like you were keeping it there for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Gun racks aren't really a thing anymore, but
yep.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're definitely not.
And he pulled it, you know, from low, not from the window. But
right. No, it's like it was sitting on the seat. So, I mean, but
it was a little behind the seat, but the seat's all the way forward or something. Because
well, maybe.
I'm also assuming captain's chairs and not a bench. That truck could have had a bench for a front seat.
It definitely looked like it had a bench.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. We'll see if it's fake or if it's real. It does seem a little bit contrived. I mean, it's a good story, and he pulled it out pretty quick there. And
well, in that situation, I wouldn't need to ask the gentleman what his intentions were.
Oh, you would really know what his
I would just assume, and we'll go from there.
All righty. Well, on that note, it is time for our
isn't it?
It is for our nightly vegan watch.
Do we have to? Can we do something better?
You don't like the vegan watch?
Yeah, no, I like the lady. I like the kid's response to her.
Yeah.
You
don't like the vegan person herself, huh?
Yeah, it's been done. Yeah. Don't want anyone who looks like that tell me what to eat. That's for sure.
All right. Well, I will find something better to end next show with. How's that? I got nothing tonight, but for the next one, I'll find a better ending. How's that?
Yes, you can get like the 1990 Reds winning the World Series against the A's.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Yeah. We can
do
that. Well,
it was a fly out. It was a fly out the first. It was great.
For tonight, we got chicken wings.
All right. Bring it.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Aren't you vegan yet? Because I don't like vegetables. Here you go. How about this? Why the fuck aren't you eating chicken wings? You're asking people, why are you not eating vegetables? Why aren't you fucking vegan? Help the chickens. No. Not a lot of people want to be vegan. Why the fuck aren't you